stretch. What kind of happened after that strong start from your
Yeah,
seat?
I'm sorry. I really liked the way we started the game. We really were moving the ball. We passed. I think we had 15 or 17 assists maybe at the half. We were shooting the ball well. Obviously, I was a little bit concerned with our shooting percentage. I think we were 13 for 18 from three. Maybe we were up by one. But I didn't think that we sustained, how we wanted to play in our identity in that second half. And I thought, obviously, they did. And I think one of the big factors we had talked about going into the game was, they're really, really good with the number of threes they take, offensive rebounding, those long rebounds. And, first half we did okay. We held our own. But in the third and fourth, I think we gave up 18 second chance points. So it really, for me, it was a tale of two halves of being able to sustain how we have to play for the full 48 minutes. First half, we were great. I thought we did a lot of really good things. And I'm not here to say that if we would have done that in the second half, we would have won the game. But certainly it would have been a game.
Right. I wanted to ask you about the last time out you called. You looked pretty animated. Was there something that bothered you particularly about that group or the play that set you off there?
Like 3 minutes to go? Yeah, because I didn't think we were playing the right way. I think, we ended up just coming down on a couple possessions and just didn't play the right way. I just told those guys, we need to play. I don't care what the score is. We need to play the right way. And, if you look down, for us, and again, I know we missed some shots, but we bypassed some threes again. We can't do that. We have to take threes. The other thing, too, is we ended up with 21 assists in the game, and I understand the assists are going to be making baskets, but I don't know what we had, 5 or 6 assists in the second half? Like, it was just unsustainable basketball the way we played in the second half, and it was nothing like we played in the first, and we've got to be able to put that. And you always look down at the minutes, and I know Lonzo and I were on minute restrictions, but I thought the minutes, at least for most of the guys, were pretty well balanced. Josh was the one guy that I thought was a little bit high, but he seemed like he was playing okay. But we just didn't come out in that third quarter with the same, commitment to the identity that we played with in the first.
Billy, obviously, shooting differential, going to make shots versus, first half versus third quarter, you didn't make shots at all. But it seemed like in that quarter, in the third quarter, when they turned up defensive pressure a bit, it seemed like your players were hesitating with the ball, rather than, like Lonzo would get into a shot quick, guys would get into a shot quick. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but it seemed to me that they were holding, moving, and they got caught in 24-second violations, and it seemed out of sync that whole time.
I mean, are you saying that we?
Well, see, it seemed to me. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it seemed like you played differently in the third quarter when they turned up the pressure.
Yeah, I don't necessarily feel that way. I think that there was opportunities for us to take open shots, which we did not take on hard close. They were closing out. I think we could have taken some. I thought our extra drives led into some of those late possessions where the shot that we had first was way better than the shot that we probably ended up with. I think the other thing, too, for us was the recognition and the awareness of how we were being guarded. They didn't really necessarily change a lot in terms of schematically, but just what was open. I thought we should have done a better job finding Vooch in the pocket because they were so up in coverage and they were keeping the ball pinned on one side. I thought we did that, in the first half. I didn't think we did that enough in the second half. I think there were opportunities for us to get up more shots that were open that we bypassed, and we just can't do that because a lot of times it's going to lead to something probably a little bit more difficult than we had in the beginning of the possession.
Billy, the offensive rebounds have been a big focus throughout this season. Where do you think those need to be coming from in a game like this where you do hold them off on the offensive glass in the first half and then just kind of drop off?
Where are they coming from?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know all of them, but just going in, looking at their team and looking at numbers and things like that, they about 44% of their total number of shots are threes, right? And they rebound about a little more than 27% of their missed shots, okay? Which is basically, if you're going on 100 possessions, they're getting 27 offensive rebounds a game on average. So the issue is you have to be able to react. And what I mean by that is when there's long shots, there's generally long rebounds. And those rebounds generally are coming off, at the elbows or outside the lane lines, and you've got to be able to react. I thought our reaction in the first half was pretty good. Now, we didn't get them all, but we were pretty good, and I think it led to some fast break opportunities. It led to some easy things. In the second half, like I said, I think on both ends of the floor. And I saw it early in the third quarter. I could just see a little bit. We kind of hung around. They missed some shots. We got fouled a couple times. But a lot of it is just the reaction to when the shot goes up. You got to be able to react and certainly turn, look. It's not so much always about blockouts because sometimes, when the shot goes up and it's a long rebound, it's in an area where a lot of people can go get it, and you've got to be able to find a way to come down with it.
Billy, obviously, when you play this team, teams are going to blitz, trap Curry. You did that a lot, especially in the second half. How do you feel that worked out? What did you see in doing that?
It was fine. I think that we probably, the communication on the backside needed to be a little bit better. There was a couple times when the ball went into the middle of the floor, we had two guys come up to it and give up a dunk. Like, that stuff's got to be a communication thing. It's got to be a little bit better. Again, the idea of trying to get the ball at his hands, you're going to be playing 3-on-4 on the backside, and you really got to have to scramble and do a good job. I thought we were okay. I thought we did a pretty good job in the first half. They do a good job on the offensive rebounds of throwing the ball back out and getting more threes. They're going to keep moving, and stay with that. To Casey's point, I thought they got great production and great help from their bench tonight. Yep, thank you.